picture this. You're lying on a sunbed, cocktail in hand, shades on, the sound of waves crashing, the smell of sun cream.
No, and then some guy comes along and starts selling you.
Oh, okay. Anyway, the sun beating down on you, the sand between your toes.
Yeah, and then some random kid starts screaming.
What is your problem with the beach?
I don't like sand. It's coarse and it's rough and irritating and it gets everywhere.
Remind me never to go to the beach with you. It's 21 degrees. We wanted to be outside, but we live in the UK, and as we know, it's always cloudy and windy, so indoors it is.
Yep, that's right. Today we are talking about holidays, and we thought, might as well make the most of the British summer and record outside, but as you said, the great British weather has let us down once again.
Yeah, sad times.
Yep, but anyways, shall we start off with our favourite places we've been on holiday?
Oh, that's a good starting point. Mm-hmm. Okay, I need to think about this. So what's yours?
Oh gosh, yeah, I haven't even thought about it. Okay. I mean, top of my list, America.
Yeah.
I mean, we're British, everything is pretty boring over here. The second you go to America, it's like everything is the same, but 10 times bigger.
It's like heightened and...
Yeah, everything's heightened, everything's bigger. There's more sounds, more sights, more everything.
Oh, it's amazing.
That's why I think British people love America so much.
Yeah.
Because it is literally like being at home, but bigger.
Where have you been?
So I've been in Florida.
Nice. Woof.
That was the dog. I've been to Florida, I've been to Houston.
Nice.
And that's it.
I've just been to Florida.
Oh, I've been to Miami as well.
Ooh, nice. Oh, it's so good. I went quite a few years ago because we have some family friends who live in Canada who have an apartment in Florida. Oh, so we went with them, went to the parks, went to the beach. Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah, no. Same, basically. Well, not same. I don't have family over there.
Okay.
But no, but we basically just went a couple of years ago. Yeah. Oh, I've been multiple times, but the last one was a couple of years ago. Just sort of go to Florida, go to the parks, sort of take a drive down to Miami a couple of times to go to the beaches down there. And then we only managed to go to Houston just because we flew in and then our flight wasn't for like another 3 days. So we ended up just staying in Houston for 3 days.
Oh, that's really cool. Yeah.
Which is a bit weird, random how that worked out, but hey ho.
There we go. Yeah.
My throat is like dying.
Oh dear. Cover on it.
No.
Greece, I've been there a few times. Really nice. Apart from on our last night when we were having drinks before dinner and just an earthquake decided to come.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And we were sitting there like, ooh. It was a fairly, like a medium to strong one somewhere else, and we got the
like aftershocks.
After bit of it, yeah. It was still quite strong. There was a thick metal fence that my dad said was doing that.
No, that's scary.
For the listeners, that was me wobbling my arm.
Yeah, yeah, for our podcast people.
Yeah.
Wow, and
then
that's scary.
I was then having a wee, as you do, because we are human and we wee.
Yeah, I'm glad you clarified that. I don't wee, I'm not human.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was having a wee and then an aftershock came and I was like, well, this is where I die. On the toilet in Greece.
Oh, that's so bad. Yeah, could you imagine? Oh, no.
That's funny. To be fair, I've had my fair share of holiday mishaps, shall we say. I went skiing once and I fell off a chairlift.
Wait, is it like a proper high one?
I mean, so... It was me, my mum and dad, and we got on. We were about to get on, and then this random guy just skied up and was like, I'm getting on with you. And we were like, ooh. So I had to...
Ooh, pick some of blood.
Stop. So we had to move up really quickly, but I, being my 8-year-old self, didn't know how to move to the side. So I moved forward a bit, and I sat on the edge, and my dad was holding me on. He just let me go.
Wow.
But to be fair, in his defence, he was like, I let you go then because I knew you'd fall to the ground. Whereas if I tried to hold you on up higher up and you fell, you probably would,
be in a lot of pain. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Yeah, I've had a couple of mishaps in travelling. I've been. I seem to always go. Where is it? North, south, east, west. I always. So it's a bad day for me today. I don't know what's happening. Yeah, my family always seem to holiday west. We don't really go east that much. So I've been to Mexico, I've been to Cuba.
Yeah, very cool.
But when we were going to Mexico, our bags ended up in New York. When we ended up in Mexico.
Know this.
Yeah. We So we didn't have like our clothes for a good 3 days or 2 days, was it? Before.
No way.
Yeah, so we were just in Mexico in the clothes that we had. And obviously we had like our carry-on, so they had a jumper in it and whatnot, you know. But yeah, so we basically spent 2 days in Mexico in the same clothes because they had the airport just sent our bags to New York.
How?
And they just ended up in New York and stayed in New York for 2 days before they shipped them down to Mexico.
Oh my God, well, it was lucky you got them back.
Oh yeah, no, I mean... They were very good about it, but it was like, I was just crying because I was like, no, I need my stuff. I don't want to be like here in 2 days with the same clothes.
Oh my God, that is literally my worst fear, standing in an airport as the suitcases come, looking out, being like,
and they don't come.
Okay, that's mine. Oh, where's the other two? Oh, it's horrible.
I think it's happened quite a few times actually to me.
Really?
As
oh
in,
my
not
God.
like my stuff, but my family's stuff. Yeah, like my mum's, when we've... It seems to always be when you know when you get like connecting flights.
Right.
They get the first flight correct, but then the second one they always mess up. So we had the same thing. So you know I said I went to Houston and we stayed in Houston for like 3 days and then we went on to Florida. So my mum's bag there got shipped off to some other place in America, but luckily it came back in like a couple of hours, like with the next flight. But yeah, it's just weird. They just seem the connecting, and the Mexico one was a connecting flight as well.
Right.
It's just weird. They just seem to not understand.
Wow. That's
the process of connecting flights, and
that's the most stressful thing because it like holidays are meant to be relaxing, but that's not.
Oh no, I know it's pretty bad.
And you know the classic dad in an airport.
Oh don't! My dad is the worst. He gets really like. But my mum's even worse than that, so it's like really? I just have the both of them screaming at each other, and then I'm just like, I don't know what to do.
It's quite funny because my dad, he's a pilot, so he's always walks around with this little pilot pass on and always like, oh look at me, and I'm like, oh wow, getting all the the discounts on the food or something.
Oh really?
I don't know, maybe.
Maybe.
I can't remember. To be honest, it's been so long since I've been on holiday.
Yeah, to be fair.
Thank you, COVID, for that.
Thank you, COVID.
But yeah, you know, always him. I swear, I think it's always dads who hold on to your boarding passes, your passports until you need them. They give it to you, and then you scan it, and they're like, right, give it back to me.
See, that's my mom.
Is it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know how OCD my mum is.
I can
like,
imagine that.
She genuinely is like. Oh well, I've always described my childhood as a child. Oh, it's really bad today. I can't talk.
Speak.
I've always described my childhood as military, in terms of my mum was like a military sergeant. Like the whole time, like we would get up at this time, we would eat at this time, we'd be out the door by this time. So you can imagine on holiday, it's like 3 times worse than that because she's like freaking out over everything. Yeah. So yeah, she's like, this is your passport, you will not lose it. This is your boarding pass, you will not lose it. You will give it back to me at this point in time. And it's like, oh okay, I'm sorry.
But it's good though. It's all worth it when you get to, as I said, lie on that sunbed with the waves crashing.
Yeah, I genuinely hate the beach. I wasn't even joking. I will not go near the beach. So.
No. You don't like the sea, do you? You don't like swimming in the sea?
No. It's not a fear. I'm not scared of like the sea or swimming because I can swim. I'm a pretty good swimmer actually. And like I'll go in a pool happily.
Yeah.
It's just I don't like the sea. I just don't like the idea that there's things in there that could possibly eat me.
I mean, that's probably quite far out unless you're on Bondi Beach and the sharks come. But that's a different story.
I mean,
I was once swimming. I think I was in Malta maybe. And I was just swimming underwater. I was quite young, maybe like 6 or 7. And I was like, ooh, swim, swim, swim. And this jellyfish just went and just started.
No.
What do jellyfishes do? It started wiggling in front of my, wiggling in front of my face. And I ran out the water and I was like, I'm not getting back in there.
Yeah. See, I just don't, I won't even go near fish. Fish scare me.
I like the fish.
They will eat your toes.
No, that's the ones that you get.
No.
Okay, maybe they do.
No.
Yeah.
They like eat the dead skin off your toes if you let them.
Yeah, like
scary.
You have places for that.
No,
I wouldn't do that.
That's disgusting. That's
rude.
Once again,
the camera has turned off.
They're
wonderful.
Oh,
but to finish this
this segment,
I like the fish. I like seeing the colourful fish.
I don't. Fish should die. I mean, I just hate the sea. Okay, that's it.
Okay.
Now that we've fixed that camera, we are moving on to our next... Yeah, again. We're moving on to our next section, which is best and worst holiday food. Because obviously we're both foodies.
We do like
We love our food. What have been some of your best or some of your worst?
Gosh, that's a very difficult question. Because I've seemed to have fallen on pretty nice food.
Okay.
So, depends what we get in the hotel. So, you can get like half board, full board, blah, 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 blah. Breakfast, they usually peng because they have everything.
Yeah, what's it called? Is it European breakfast? No. Continental breakfast.
And then they do like bacon and like an English breakfast side of it. All the fruits, all the cereals, all the pastries. Oh my God, it's so good. And then lunch, most of the time we usually don't have that as part of it. Or part of the package.
Yeah.
But I must say, I don't know what it is about European ham and cheese toasties. Oh
yes,
they just hit different.
They are so
good. Honestly, I crave them all the time. They are so nice.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So good. And then usually have dinner in the hotel. To be fair, nice. It's usually like most of the time it's buffet. I've been to a few places where you have to choose your dinner at breakfast time, which was weird because you don't know what you want to eat at 7 o'clock at night at 10 in the morning. But yeah, so you have the buffet food and you have sort of the different stuff. Sometimes some of it looks a bit, maybe probably wouldn't eat that. Some bits of meat I'm like,
yeah, do you go near
what
it?
are
do
you?
Try it?
But most of the time, it's pretty good. And then usually go to at least one maybe restaurant if it's on the seafront, just to sit there and stuff. And foreign pizzas, European pizzas as well.
Oh yes, that is a shout.
To be honest with you, holiday food, apart from maybe plain food, which isn't so good.
Yeah, I mean, I have a love-hate relationship with plain food. It's like sometimes it's great, sometimes it's not. And it just depends.
It depends what you get.
I feel like any chicken dish isn't going to be good.
No.
But some of their beef stuff has been like, if you get the plain food, and it might be like a beef stew or a beef and rice.
Oh yeah,
that's been quite nice.
Pasta, you can't really go wrong with that.
Go wrong with pasta, really.
Usually we go on a short haul one, so we just get some like Pringles and stuff in the airport and take them on.
Yeah, that's always a shout. Pringles on a aeroplane flight.
I've just realised where my worst food was.
Where?
Music tour.
Oh right.
Okay, so we're gonna actually talk about music tour later.
A little bit later in the episode.
But my first music tour, we went to Venice, and one night the hotel they were next to a pizza place. They delivered us pizzas. One of the best pizzas I've ever had in my life. But the rest of the time, this hotel cooked this food, and it was disgusting.
Was it?
It was not good. Like, we had this weird bit of meat that we all like hid under our mash, which was really disgusting. It's like no one was hardly eating anything because it was just.
That's not what you want.
It's not what
Especially
you want.
on a music tour where it's busy the whole time.
Yeah, the whole time you want decent food. So you just made sure you sort of stocked up on bread, like you'd sneak it out in the morning.
Really?
And then eat lots at lunch, and then usually snack on the little bit of carrot that was nice, and the end of the meat, which was
eatable,
or
edible. Edible.
And then eat the bread for the rest of the night and the snacks you bought. Yeah. So apart from that,
that's
the
bad.
food is pretty good, I think. But yeah, what? Because I know yours.
Well, I mean, you know me, I'm a very fussy person. I'm a very, very fussy person when it comes to food. I'm a very much a meat and 2 veg person.
Yeah, I mean, you're Irish, it makes sense.
It makes so much sense. I've been to 2 places actually where I've had mental breakdowns over food. The first one, I was in year 9, so what's that, 15-ish?
14, 15, yeah.
Went to China for 2 weeks.
Nice.
Really nice, like, trip, cultural experience. Very, very nice. Got to see a lot. Probably, my family are very jealous of me for doing that.
I'm very jealous.
However, they only eat rice. And I am a huge potato lover. And the thing is, I had been 2 weeks without potatoes, and I was struck. Like, I felt ill because I felt like I was just so malnourished, and like I hadn't eaten anything good, and I was snacking on rubbish because I was so hungry.
Oh no!
And then like I couldn't eat half the stuff they were offering me because I just don't like it. Like lots of fish. Right. And I hate fish. Yeah. I won't go near them. I won't eat them. Yeah, I don't like fish at all. Any sort of seafood, I won't eat. And they seem to do a lot of that. So I really was struggling. I was basically just eating rice and soy sauce every night. And sort of by about like the end of week 2, I had a full-on panic attack, mental breakdown. I was basically crying, and the teacher came up to me and was like, "Pip, what's wrong?" I was like, "I just need some potatoes. I need some sustenance. I just need something to keep me going. I'm so hungry."
Oh my god, it's like you were having withdrawals with potatoes.
I was so hungry for just something that's going to actually fill me up and not, bloody rice. I'm going to cry thinking about it. It was such a painful time of my life. No, and in the end, the teacher went off to the chef in this hotel where we were staying, and he was like, "If you have any form of potato, please bring it out." They didn't have normal potatoes; they had sweet potatoes. But I'm okay with sweet potatoes.
Fair enough.
They weren't perfect.
But it was something.
It was enough. And then I was the only kid that had this like bowl of sweet potatoes.
Oh,
and everyone was really jealous of me because obviously everyone's missing potatoes.
Yeah, our potatoes are
I
good.
just went mental.
See, I think
I had that in Cuba as well.
Oh, did you?
So because Cuba is a communist country, well,
right.
Yeah, it is a communist country. They have a lot of different sort of like trade things and things like that.
Yeah.
So they are very much self-sustained.
Right.
So it's kind of what they can grow out there. Basically meaning they don't really grow potatoes. So again, I was there for 2 weeks and I think I only had like potatoes once, maybe twice, and that was a struggle. That was a real struggle.
Yeah.
I just can't do it. I have to have something that's going to make me feel like I've actually eaten. Like I can eat pasta, I can eat rice, but I'm telling you, it does not make me feel satisfied. It does not make me feel full.
Okay, that's interesting.
It's weird.
See, I think I'd thrive in China because I love rice. I love rice.
What with I had it for breakfast.
Yeah, okay, that's where I draw the line.
They have literally like rice in hot water so that it like puffs up and then it becomes like this porridgey kind of stuff. But it's just rice.
Like rice pudding? Is it sort of?
But with no taste. It just tastes like
maybe
dry,
I draw the line there,
basic rice. Not that I'm dissing their culture or anything. It was it
just didn't suit
did not suit my
your taste and your
palate.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to sort of go to Asia and try all their like signature all their not signature dishes. I sound like I'm going to a 5-star.
I suppose, yeah.
But their sort of
their culture,
their foods that they eat. I'm very intrigued, but I also have like a massive fear of food poisoning. Like I don't go near uncooked chicken. Like I think I'm genuinely have a phobia of uncooked chicken. Like you know what I'm like with uncooked chicken.
Exactly.
I won't.
Yeah, I know
Once
exactly
it's cooked and if someone cooks it for me, you're fine. But uncooked chicken, absolutely not. So I don't know if I could.
Yeah, that was another thing. It's like obviously again not in any way making fun of or dissing the Asian cultures or anything, but being in China they served up some very odd meat.
Yeah, because
it's
that's
like
the thing.
You don't know what it is because it's rude to ask really.
Yeah.
And you just kind of have to eat it, and you're a bit like, oh, this is a bit like, what could it be?
Because also it's like everywhere, it's what your body's used to. So if you suddenly go starting to eat different foods where they'd probably find exactly the same if they came here, they would struggle a bit.
My chair keeps squeaking, sorry.
They'd struggle a bit with the food, which is fair enough. Like everyone around around the world has
different,
it's
tastes.
what they're grown up to, and it's what your body can handle.
Exactly.
It's like different water. You have to, when you're in like foreign countries, you have to
drink different
bottled water.
Bottled waters, yeah.
Whereas they would drink from the taps, but if we did that, our body would be like, no.
Yeah, you'd get very, very ill, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'd like to go to India, but I think I'd go for more on the vegetarian diet.
Would you?
Yeah, because they still do really nice. I mean, again, it depends where I am. If I'm obviously in a 5-star hotel or something.
Yeah, or like a proper guided
something.
place.
Yeah, I wouldn't just go. I personally wouldn't go to a market and buy
a meal
like a chicken curry. Whereas I might go to a market and buy a vegetarian curry, just because. I personally feel better. Like I feel like it's I don't know,
suits you better.
Yeah,
that's why I kind of like beef. Like I stick to beef because you can't really go wrong, even if it's like red.
Yeah, you can't.
I mean, you can eat red beef. Like I eat red beef most of the time, as in not red, but like like medium rare.
As long as it's I mean I like rare.
It's like you said, you can eat beef raw. It's not gonna hurt you.
So
that's why if I'm ever in a place where I don't really trust, not so much trust, but I don't really know whether the food is gonna have a bad effect on me.
That's what it comes down to.
I stick to beef.
Yeah, me too.
That's my go-to.
I think beef and a vegetable, because I do like my veg.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of veg. So. I think I do like veg, but not like.
Yeah.
Onions.
Okay,
and everything comes with onions, so it's a bit difficult.
But yeah, it's interesting, isn't it?
Definitely.
Holiday food.
Tell you what, I would like to try if I ever went to India. goat biryani.
Ooh, see, yeah, I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued.
I like have seen those videos where they like cook it and it's like it looks so good. Like where the meat is just they like when they get it and they pull it off the bone.
Oh, and it's just so tender.
It's just so tender. And they like cook it for 8 hours or something crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd really like to try that.
Yeah, I mean, what was I going to say? I first tried a paella when I can't remember where I was because I was quite young. Or it was like, maybe it was a risotto actually, like a fish risotto. Basically like a paella. And my mind was blown.
Was it?
I loved it. It was so good. I do love trying all the food. I really do, but I just,
Yeah, you
gotta
be careful.
You gotta be careful.
Our little British bellies won't handle it.
Exactly. But one more thing that I like is foreign shops. When you go in and you have the aircon blasting at you, they have a certain type of smell, and they have these crisps and I don't know, like little snack things and candy and sweets and chocolate. It's all different, and I just love looking at it. I'm like, wow, it's so interesting.
I thought you were going to talk about like the shops where you go in and barter.
Oh yeah, I mean that's another.
I love that. I mean, we could spend hours talking about what we love and hate about holidays.
Yeah,
but
I say
it's great. It's great.
Holidays are just great.
Well, they're just different, aren't they? It's something new. Like you're stuck in the 9 to 5 working day all the time, every day. And then you go on holiday and it's just like a whole shock to the system because it's like so, everything's different.
Because you only really go for a week or two.
Yeah, and it's
out of the whole
short
year, and you just there's nothing. You cannot be just lying there, relaxing.
Yeah,
even if it's around the pool.
Yeah, with a good book.
Oh yeah, I don't read. I can't read. So
what do you do? Just sit there?
I mean, there's many times I've just sat there and looked.
Really?
Yeah. Oh. I just zone out, or I usually listen to musical podcasts or something. Yeah.
Well, podcast.
Podcast. Yeah. Listen to this when you're on holiday.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Travel restrictions may apply.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
But yeah. Holidays.
So, as we mentioned previously, we have both been on a couple of music tours together.
We have,
and then you've been on a couple more than me. But I suppose the question is, what are your fondest memories of tour?
Not you. Not joking. Year 13 was probably my favourite one.
Was
Year
it?
12 as well, that was really good. I mean, I'm not going to lie, so that all of them were great. But I think...
Yeah. Just for context, I only went in year 12 and year 13.
Yeah, I went from year 9 to year 13.
Yeah.
I think the reason why the year 13 one is my favourite is because we were such a big group of friends, like the whole music group who went on tour. We also did lots of things in school together.
Yeah.
Like in a big group and then in little certain groups. And I just think that friendship made it. It was just
good.
Funny.
Yeah. So we have our friendship group in year 13 and year 12 as well.
Yeah.
But mostly year 13 was a group of about 10 of us. We all in music. We all were in bands and whatnot together. So it kind of just made it even better, the fact that we got to go on tour together.
Yeah.
And then we ended up, because it was year 13, you got to stay on wherever you were as
it was
if you wanted to.
It was like a tradition. All the year 13s, they'd stay on
and have like a separate holiday from the tour afterwards. But yeah, so we spent a week on music tour and then another week. Not so much a week, but it was like 5 days.
Yeah, in a little hostel. Oh my god, it's so together. Good. And also, the good thing about year 13 is and the fact that the teachers all knew us very well at this point and we were like, they let us kind of do what we wanted in a way, whereas the younger groups had to walk around with their teachers, which is fair enough because some of them were in year 7.
Yeah, exactly. They've got to keep an eye on them.
But we just, it was very funny. We had laughs.
We were all sort of over 18 at that point, and so we were just literally allowed to just kind of do what we wanted
in the day. Oh, it's great.
Oh, it was a good holiday. Although I was very ill that holiday.
I didn't get much sleep because I
yeah. So I think that was the worst cough cold that I've ever had, and I to the point where so we left on Wednesday and the Tuesday morning I literally sent Izzy a message saying, I don't think I can go on tour because I'm so ill, I can't move, I can't get out of bed. I felt so bad. And then I think you actually were the one that convinced me to go because you were like, it's your last one, you need to go, you just need to get through it.
Yeah. Once you're there, you'll sort of forget
about being ill. So I ended up going. It was a bloody disaster because I was just so ill. The bus drive, I was just hacking in the back of the
yeah, because it was me, you, and one of our friends on the back, because there's 3 of us and there was the 5 at the back, so I had my one corner that I was asleep on, and you were just like...
I was just in the other corner trying to avoid spreading the disease to anybody.
To be fair, you managed to deal with it fairly well.
I think, I literally spent the first week just being very, very ill, but I managed to get some, like, it was to the point where I ran out of my own medicine.
Yeah.
And I had to, like, go to a pharmacy.
It was, yeah.
Pharmacy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had to go to a pharmacy and be like, look, I'm dying. You need to give me something that's going to knock me out at night so I can at least get some sleep. Because that was the worst part.
That's the problem, wasn't it?
I couldn't sleep because I was just coughing so much. And then I kept you up and I kept our friend up. And it was just terrible.
No, because of having asthma, I know exactly what that's like.
Yeah.
So in a way I could tune that out, and I wasn't that affected.
Yeah. But it was just...
Although, when we got on the second bit, our own tour, I did not share a room with you.
Yeah, no, so our the year 13s that stayed on, we went to a hostel.
There's 12 of us, wasn't there?
And by that point I had infected about 3 other people. So
I did not get infected. I don't know how, but I did not.
So we had a small room that was a 4-person room, and then we had a big room that was for 8
people.
And so what happened was all the infected people, including me, got put in the room of 4, and then everybody else was in the room of 8. But obviously by that point I was sort of basically over it.
Yeah.
I was still coughing a bit, but not as much as I was. So I was actually being able to sleep, which was great.
Oh god, it was good though.
It was great.
We went on a speedboat, went to a water park.
That speedboat day. So basically, we literally hired the speedboat for basically the whole morning.
Yeah, it was like 2 or 3 hours or something.
I swear it was like 11 till like 2.
Yeah, it was something like that.
It was just so...
Oh, it was amazing.
For context, again, again with the throat. I'm thinking about coughing. And
so you know.
It's a conscious thing. We were in Lake Garda in Italy.
Yes.
Just for a bit of context. So we took a speedboat out on the lake, and it was the best thing.
There were 6 of us
did the whole holiday.
There, because the other 6 they went off to a town.
Cathedral.
Yes.
Cathedral.
So we got the speedboat. We bought some snacks. We were jumping off it.
Yeah,
we were riding it round. Yeah. Eating. It was the best.
It was just so good.
It was on the last day as well.
It was just amazing. Like genuinely, that was the best part of the holiday. For me.
Yeah.
Like it just was such a. It was so nice to just relax. I think because everything else had been go. As much as it was enjoyable,
it was constant. So it was just nice to, and we all had a meal. We all ate together, but we went to a restaurant and had a meal out.
Yeah,
which was nice.
Meal out, and it was just lovely.
The one thing I remember from music tour, the year before, you're so tired after music tour because you're constantly doing stuff in the day, like going to a water park or theme park or seeing the sights and doing this, and then you play a concert in the evening. And because I was involved in 3 of the 4 bands that were there, I was always playing in the evening, and on the way home I was leaning on my pillow and I had a I think you'd woken me up and said, do you want a strawberry lace?
Yeah, I did. I was like, I've got strawberry laces, do you want one?
And I was like, yeah. So I sort of started eating it and I fell asleep, and it was like halfway down my throat.
It was hanging out her mouth.
Out on my pillow.
And the thing is, obviously I was like, what on earth? She's fallen asleep with a strawberry lace in her mouth. So I grabbed it and just yanked it.
And I was like,
and then I hadn't realised that she'd like swallowed half of it. So I just pulled out this like massive strawberry lace out of her mouth. It was just like, what? How did they even get down there?
Honestly, I don't know. But it's just, the amount of stuff that happened and we got up to. Oh, it's great. I'd do anything to do that again.
Oh yeah, it was just so good. Especially because like the places we went were lovely. So our first year we went Barcelona.
Yeah.
Well, as in my first year, your whatever, 3rd year. Fourth. Yeah, so we went Barcelona, and obviously Barcelona's a lovely place to visit anyway.
Really
we
good.
got to see like the I'm not gonna remember what it's called.
The something familiar. The Grada Familia? I think it's that.
I don't know. The big church.
The big church cathedral.
That was gorgeous.
That was so cool.
Oh my god, I've never been to such a beautiful church. Like, obviously, you know me. Religious. No. So I've never been to such a gorgeous
To be
place.
fair, it was really...
And the stained glass windows. If you ever have the chance, go. Because the stained
really
glass
cool.
windows on the inside were just gorgeous. And all the light coming in, because obviously it's, Barcelona, it's going to be hot. Oh,
yeah,
gorgeous.
It was Yeah, it was really good. And we had some friends when we were in year 12 and year 13 at the time as well. So we got to spend a bit of time with them before they left. And it's actually really sad.
I know. It was so really sad, sort of like seeing them go. Like, obviously, if they stayed on after tour when we were in year 12 and they were in year 13. Yeah, like saying goodbye to them and realising that we're never going to like play with them again.
I mean, it was worse when we went. Luckily, we were going on holiday. So we had something to look forward to and left before, because we got a taxi to the train station, didn't we? So we left before the school went. So he said like our little goodbyes and had a photo with the teacher. And oh my God, it was really sad.
I think when it hit me that this was like our last tour was the bus ride home after our last concert.
Yeah. Oh God.
I was just bawling. I couldn't stop myself.
Bearing in mind, like, one music tour in itself and then 2 music tours in itself, and also being year 13, that was like the last bit of the school because we'd left.
Yeah, and bearing in mind also, like, the teachers that came on tour with us were like our actual teachers as well.
Yeah, and we'd had them for years. And
how many years?
I'd been on 5 tours at this point.
Yeah.
Oh my God, and we were all singing and on the bus, and it was really sad. So sad. We had Frank Sinatra, I Did It My Way, and I was like...
yeah. Oh, it was so
God,
good.
It was so sad, but so, like, you could... I mean, if someone saw it, they'd be laughing.
They would laugh so hard. I genuinely couldn't stop crying. I don't even know why. I was just so emotional. I was like, no,
I know,
we're leaving.
It's so sad, but yeah. Claxon.
Oh no.
The end of another show.
Yeah. Oh wow. Dear.
I mean, there's so much to talk about for holidays.
Yeah. I mean, we'll definitely have to cover this in the future anyway. Because there is a lot to talk about.
But before we go, where's the one place that you'd like to visit on holiday? If you had to pick one.
If I had to pick one place, I think it would be... I'd like to go back to America, but I'd like to see different places. I basically want to do a massive tour of all the states.
I mean, we've talked about doing a road trip before.
We've talked about it all the time.
I mean,
but if America wasn't my answer, I'd probably like to go skiing again somewhere, like maybe Italy.
Nice, yeah. I mean... I agree with you. I'd like to go to... Well, we've talked about going to LA.
Oh, yes.
Definitely want to
do that. To do
that. But yeah, a road trip around America I think would be the top. I mean, I want to go everywhere. I want to go to Australia, to Asia, to Canada nice. Skiing.
I want to go to New Zealand and see the Hobbit holes.
Yeah, how cool would that be?
That would be great.
I want to go to Bondi Beach and see the lifeguards. I said to my dad yesterday that if in another life I'd be a lifeguard on Bondi Beach, because I think it's so cool. They surf and they obviously do some amazing work, but yeah. Anyway, I digress.
Yes, no,
America.
It would be good. America.
We both want to do a road trip to
America.
Yeah,
you never know. You might see in a couple of years' time a
podcast on the road. It's a road trip.
It's a road trip. That would be so good. Do you know what? We might get there. We might get there.
With your help.
We have been planning it, so we might get there.
Yeah. So to help us get there, what should they do?
Yes, to help us get there, you should make sure to catch our next episode on Monday. Yeah. You can catch that on YouTube, Spotify and Apple Podcasts and any other podcasting platform we deem necessary.
And remember to follow us on social media at Pip and Izzy, TikTok, Instagram, anywhere really. Send in questions, your holiday stories, anything
we'd love
really.
To hear them.
Definitely. So yeah, see you next week.
We will see you next week. Goodbye.
Bye.